Sister caught her brother in the act of self-gratification and realizes she wants more. Forbidden whispers. In the quiet town of Willow Grove, the air carried a hint of summer warmth, and the scent of blooming jasmine filled the sun-drenched streets. Among its residents were Sarah and her brother, Jake, whose bond had always been an intricate tapestry of shared secrets and unwavering loyalty. One fateful afternoon, the house was unusually silent. Their parents had gone out for the day, leaving Sarah engrossed in her favorite novel in the living room. She was 2 chapters from the end when the sudden sound of a door creaking open pulled her attention. Curiosity piqued, Sarah set her book down and tiptoed towards Jake's room, the door slightly ajar. What she discovered etched itself in her mind, irrevocably altering their relationship. She caught a glimpse of Jake, lost in a moment of intimacy, oblivious to the world around him. Her heart raced, a mix of shock and an unexpected thrill coursing through her veins. She retreated quietly, her breath catching in her throat. What had she just witnessed? The line between brother and something more began to blur in ways she couldn't comprehend. Days passed after that moment, laden with unspoken tension. Sarah found herself drawn to memories of their shared childhood, but now they flickered with newfound electricity. Each brushing of hands, every stolen glance, ignited a fire in her that she couldn't extinguish. One evening, after another heavy day of unsaid words and heavy feelings, Sarah found courage blooming within her. She sought Jake on the porch beneath the star-speckled sky. The air was thick with anticipation, every sound amplified in the stillness. "Jake," she began, nervousness making her voice tremble. "Can we talk?" He turned to her, his expression unreadable but intrigued. "Sure, what's up?" As she poured her heart out, confessing the complexity of her feelings, she noticed a flicker in his eyes, a mixture of surprise and something deeper. "Sarah, He hesitated, his voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't think you'd—" The vulnerability hung between them, charged with possibilities and delicate truths. With his words hanging in the air, their closeness intensified, and before she knew it, Sarah found herself leaning in, drawn by an invisible force that felt both dangerous and right. Over the next few weeks, their relationship shifted dramatically. Whispers filled the air, each conversation standing on the precipice of something more profound. They were best friends and siblings, yet something inexplicable bound them together, a force that felt both thrilling and consuming. Under the cover of dusk, they would sneak into each other's rooms, whispering secrets and exchanging glances that lingered longer than they should. It was both exhilarating and terrifying, a whirlwind of emotions that left Sarah breathless. One stormy night, as rain pelted the windows, they found themselves curled up on Jake's bed, the air electric with unspoken thoughts. Unable to resist any longer, Sarah reached for him, fingers brushing against his cheek. "Jake, I can't stop thinking about that day." He caught her hand, his breath hitching. "Neither can I, Sarah. I didn't want to tell you, but I can't pretend anymore." Before she could respond, he leaned in, their lips meeting in a tentative yet passionate kiss. They lost themselves in the moment, wrapped in the warmth of each other, as if the world outside ceased to exist. However, as weeks turned into months, the weight of their secret grew heavier. They navigated whispers, stolen moments, and glimpses of fear of being discovered. Their connection was intoxicating yet burdened with an undeniable sense of wrongness. One evening, as they sat in the dim light of Jake's room, the tension reached its peak. "What are we doing, Jake?" Sarah whispered, her heart pounding. "We can't keep living like this." Jake's brow furrowed, and he whispered something she had dreaded to hear. "I don't want to lose you, but we can't have this. It's wrong." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes, the weight of their love laced with anguish. But in that moment, they realized that their connection, though taboo, was undeniably real. They were 2 souls drawn together against the odds, and they had a decision to make. Weeks passed as they grappled with their emotions and the looming consequences of their love. Their bond felt like a delicate dance, teetering on the edge of confession and denial, pleasure and pain. Until one fateful night, When the clouds unleashed their fury with a torrential rainstorm outside, the intensity led them to a choice they couldn't ignore. "I want you," Sarah declared, her voice trembling with conviction. "I want all of you." Jake's eyes widened with a mix of desire and trepidation. "Sarah, if we do this, there's no turning back. In or out," she whispered. "Together or apart." With the thunder rumbling around them, they interlocked their fingers, gazing into each other's eyes with an understanding that transcended the ordinary, a shared recklessness that defied the world outside their sanctuary. In the weeks that followed, they forged a new path, a love that was no longer hidden but pulsating with authenticity. Every embrace, every whispered conversation brimming with a delightful thrill, painted a picture of their unfolding story together. Though the world outside their window may never understand, Sarah and Jake discovered that love, in its rawest form, was a magic too beautiful to forsake. They emerged as kindred spirits caught in a whirlwind of forbidden love, yet anchored in an unwavering bond that could weather any storm. In the embrace of secrecy, they found liberation, and for the first time, they dared to truly live.